Hi, this is something that I believe that you will covet for the rest of your life if you learn how to do it, and it is so easy. Assertiveness. You know, there are 4 types of communication. Passive, that's when you do nothing and let people walk all over you. Aggressive, that's where you attack people because you're so angry that you're not getting your needs met. Passive aggressiveness, which of course is when you do things behind other people's back. Now, I don't know if you've ever done anything like that, but I've been in this field for 40 years, and I have seen teenagers that when his keys got taken away, he took his mom's ring. I've seen women who have been so angry that their expectations were so high at home that she washed the toilet with his toothbrush. That's passive aggressive. You get them back behind your back, behind their back. And then there's assertive. And if you are a partner who struggled with sexual betrayal, I'm going to teach you an assertiveness formula. And if you are somebody who has cheated, betrayed, infidelity, sex addiction, if you just haven't been able to control urges and cravings, I'm going to teach you gentle assertiveness. Because I do believe you can learn. I absolutely do. And it goes like this. I'm going to talk to the partners first. You know, when you have an issue, instead of holding it in, I want you to say, Tom, when you repeatedly come home late, and yet I've set that as a boundary, I feel one of the 5, and we know it's not happy, sad, lonely, fearful, or angry, because the message it sends me is you just don't give a care about my feelings. All right. I know I said it to my husband once, and if anybody knows me or has gone to my trainings, they'll hear me tell this story. I was telling a story on the boat with some friends of ours, and I saw my husband roll his eyes. And I said, Eric, when you roll your eyes at me, and it is really important to get specific, describe the specific behavior, I feel angry because the message you send me is you think I'm crazy. And he said, Carol, I don't think you're crazy, but I've been on that boat with you thousands of times, and I've heard that story thousands of times. Okay, now I'm gonna veer off for 1 second, because sometimes assertiveness teaches you, the communicator, something. And I heard him say that, and I thought, oh, yeah, I do love to tell that story. It's a story about a dead body we found in our lake. And so, I know that sounds morbid, right? I love the story, but I mean, it's a good story. Not only was a dead body dumped in the lake, I knew the person that had dumped the body. I know what you're thinking. Call the police. We all did several times. They chose not to do anything about it, but that's another story. I'll get back to the point. So I said, oh, I don't want to bore my husband. I don't want to repeat myself. I don't want to get redundant. And so it taught me a lesson on emotional maturity, and that is, hey, Carol, before somebody asks you to tell that story, or before you're compelled to tell the story, think about how you might tell them when Eric isn't around. Or ask Eric to tell the story. He's heard it 10 million times, right? Okay, so now I'm going to talk to you about men that have betrayed. It is absolutely okay for you to share with your partner how you feel. How you feel, what you think, what you need. I know you feel like you've been in the doghouse and you don't know if you can really do it, but you can. if you preface it with 2 pieces of additional information. One is that you start the conversation with, hey, I know I've caused you a lot of pain, and it probably is really difficult for you to think about meeting one of my needs or understanding my feelings here. But Becky, when you scream at me in front of the kids and you share with them stuff about us that I caused, I feel scared, because the message it sends me is that you're going to continue to do that and our kids are going to get caught in the middle. Now here's the bottom. And so what I want you to know is what I fear most is contamination for the kids. And I wonder if there's a way we can do it differently so that we don't involve them, but you get your point across. So that's a mini lesson on assertiveness. And communication is essential to letting the other person know what you need, feel, and think. You got this. You can do this. And if there's any chance of you two getting closer, honesty and communication is at the foundation of this pyramid of intimacy. So make it your own.